After the advent of fire, 3 powerful souls were claimed by those who came from the dark. The first was claimed by Nito, first of the dead. The second went to the witch who fell to the flame. And the last went to Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. But there was a 4th soul, discovered afterward and hidden from the lords, the Dark Soul. And so, the first human was furtive, and kept his soul a secret. Lord Gwyn used his Lord Soul to usher in an age of fire and light, appointing 4 trusted knights to defend the realm. There was Dragonslayer Ornstein, captain of the guard; Hawkeye Goth, unmatched with a great bow; Kiaran the assassin, who laid waste to Gwyn's enemies; and Artorias, the Abysswalker. But in time, the flame began to fade. The age of the lords was ending, and the dark age of men was to begin.
The 4 kings were powerful men, only their hearts were weak. When an evil serpent dangled the art of life drain before them, they were unable to resist and became pawns of evil.
The serpent in question was Darkstalker Karth, who tempted the kings with the ability to drain humanity as a reward for their service. This is the art of life drain. Karth's ultimate goal seems to be to return all humanity to the Abyss, as every fragment of humanity is a piece of the mighty Dark Soul. The Knights of New Londo were transformed into Dark Wraiths, beings that plagued the citizens of the city for humanity so that it may be returned to the Abyss.
The Dark Wraiths are the enemies of man, and any living thing that has a soul. They were born in New Londo, and that is where they perished. The entire city was sacrificed to contain them, for that is how great a threat they were.
As the first flame continues to fade, and with the darkness looming, the deities of Anor Londo begin to leave the doomed kingdom. Meanwhile, the Abyss breaks out again, this time in Ulasil. With time running out, Lord Gwyn's final command is for Artorias to halt the inevitable spread of the Abyss, and to rescue Princess Dusk. An old man afraid of the dark, Lord Gwyn kindles the first flame with his own soul, artificially extending his age of fire. And so, hundreds of years before the birth of the chosen undead, Knight Artorias and Sif meet the threat building in Ulasil. However, they do not succeed.
Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the Abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the Abyss may be unstoppable.
This may strike thine ear as somewhat peculiar, but long ago, in my homeland of Ulasil, I was beset by a creature from the Abyss. I would have perished then, were it not for the great knight Artorias. In truth, I saw little of what transpired, for mine senses were already fled. But even still, there was something about Artorias, a certain balance of the humors that quite perfectly fits your semblance. Heavens, could it be that?
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me.
Beset by the Abyss, the final act of Artorias was to protect his companion. He shielded Sif with the power of his great shield, for his arm was broken and he could no longer bear the burden. Soon after, the spread of the abyss was halted and the deeds of a human were accredited to Artorias, the hero who gave his life to repel the abyss. Within this glimpse of the abyss lies a tormented soul, a savior turned demon, hidden from the eyes of his lord and comrades. As if only for his soul to find peace at long last, a warrior came, a hero of a time long distant yet near. The warrior fought against Artorias, severing his bonds with the darkness so that his honor may remain intact. Living with the knowledge that his master saved him with his last uncorrupted breath, watching him become a husk, only capable of tormented screams. He keeps the ring of Artorias, knowing that many will try to traverse the abyss, and defends his master's grave. Imagine what he is feeling when you come to him years later for the Abysswalker ring that debilitated his friend. He is trying to protect you. One of you will have to die, because Sif will not give you the covenant of Artorias willingly. Maybe in death, he can find his friend Artorias again.